When you fight back against those that are trying to control your narrative, then you have every opportunity to be born again. Hey there, today I have a CGC unboxing, and in this video I'm going to open up a shipment of comic books that I got back from CGC that I sent to the Palm Beach presser. This is 15 comic books that I picked up raw from various sources around the internet. I'm sure that some of these you've seen on previous raw comic book unboxing videos, and now we get to see the end of their journey where they are slabbed, graded, and returned to me from CGC. As always, I don't look at the grades of these books, so I don't know what grades these books were given by CGC. I do have the Palm Beach presser's grading estimates that I'll share with you along with his grader notes, and you'll be the first to see the grade of each book just a moment before I get to look at it for the first time. Now, I'm personally super excited for this unboxing, but also because Daredevil Born Again, the new season on Disney Plus, debuts tonight, and I can't wait to watch the Daredevil show on Netflix. One of my favorites, if not my favorite, Marvel live-action series. Absolutely love it. Was even catching up on the final season here right before we get the new episodes. And I think there is one Daredevil book in this shipment, so not quite a Daredevil-themed submission, but still wanted to kind of tie all that together. So I want to unbox these graded comic books that I got back from CGC, and then I'm going to go catch the 2 brand new episodes of Daredevil Born Again. But first, I need to open this up so I can show you the grades that I got back from CGC. Okay, I took the lid off and realized that it's not the super rigid bubble tube or whatever it is. It's back to the old shipping. So lots of cardboard here. I've been getting really nice results with the other type of shipping in terms of the slab quality, so I'm hoping that the slabs are in good condition. I haven't had any sort of interwell bending or any other catastrophes in terms of cracked slabs, so my fingers are crossed that I don't know if this is a return to the old format or if they're mixing it up or they stopped using it. I don't know. I'd have to go on the CGC website and take a look there. But let me just grab the books in no particular order. And the first one up is Uncanny X-Men number 528. This is from November of 2010. Really cool Terry Dodson cover. I had originally graded this book as a 9.6, needing a press, and Palm Beach Presser did not give this one any grader notes, but noted that it is a 9.8 likely based on his estimation. And the first book, X-Men 528, got the 9.8. So awesome start there. Terry and Rachel Dodson here on cover art, featuring Storm and Hope Summers on X-Men 528. Next one up is Wonder Woman number 75. This is from 1993. I mentioned this before, a huge fan of Brian Bolland and his run of covers on Wonder Woman. Here she is all tangled up here by this octopus. And Wonder Woman 75, I originally graded a 9.6. Palm Beach Presser estimates that it could be a 9.8. He said it's a 9.8 possible, but noted very light wear at bottom spine corner. So let's see, Wonder Woman number 75, getting the 9.8 back from CGC. Very cool. Just taking a quick look. Yep. He is so great at pointing out the smallest of defects, and it's one of the reasons, one of the many reasons I love working with Ron, the Palm Beach Presser. I always love his feedback, specifically on grading and what he sees. I do miss some things, and always appreciate his feedback in terms of the condition of these comics, but just wonderful, great Brian Bolland cover here on Wonder Woman 75, 9.8 white pages, that book from 1993. Next one up is Star Wars Heir to the Empire number 2. This is from 1995. I had maybe a secret goal of trying to get the full set of Heir to the Empire in a 9.8. I recently unboxed a Star Wars Heir to the Empire issue 1. I'm not sure if that is a 9.8 candidate. I still might send it in for grading, but the price has really dropped on that one. Kind of got ahead of myself here and went ahead and started to send in the rest of the books, my best copies of the rest of the series here. I still love the series. I thought this one was a 9.6, and Palm Beach Presser noted that it is a 9.8 likely, did not have any greater notes on this one. Star Wars Heir to the Empire #2 from 1995, and it got a 9.8. So I would say I'm off and running with getting the full series in a 9.8. It's just that elusive issue #1, which is the first appearance of Thrawn and Mara Jade. This continues the story. Not a key issue, but a really lovely cover here. Han Solo, Princess Leia, the Millennium Falcon in the background. So very good, and not the easiest of books to get a 9.8, especially with this all dark Darth Vader cover on the back here. And also the tough part with these covers that I learned with Heir to the Empire #1 is that they're easily scratched. And this one was really clean to me. It was scratch free and looks super sharp. So getting that one in a 9.8, very cool. Happy to add that one to my Star Wars collection. Next is Invaders #17. This is from 1977. Has this great Gil Kane Warrior Woman cover. And I think last time I mentioned like Captain Marvel's kind of a sneaky Silver Age series. For Bronze Age, for me, one of the Bronze Age sneaky titles is Invaders, where if you can get some of these in high grade, you can get some nice value. And these are easy to find and relatively affordable. And I thought this was a 9.2. Now, I am looking for a great improvement. That's why I send these books in. Yes, it would be great to get 9.8s on all of them. Palm Beach Presser for this one did say it should get a grade bump, but only to 9.4. He estimated a 9.4 plus, spine corner wear with fibers, 1 spine tick, and loss of cover gloss. So this will be interesting to see if the cover issue brings the grade down or if the defects do, and check out the page quality too, because one of the things I'm trying to figure out is page quality, just the inner pages or both the front and back covers. So let's take a look. Invaders #17 got a 9.6 white pages. So interesting. He noted the potential gloss loss on the cover, but it still got white pages. I'll still have to kind of experiment with that. But yeah, I definitely see there's 3 spine ticks right in the middle with that one. It's probably an 1/8 of an inch in terms of a color break. Maybe it's 1/16, somewhere in there. Just enough not to get it a 9.8, but still I thought this was still a very, very nice upgrade, getting a 9.6 white pages. Okay, keeping it moving with Swamp Thing #16 from 1975. And I love toying around with that 1975 cutoff because CGC is holding strong. Here we are in 2025, and comic books that are 50 years old are still eligible for the modern submission tier. So I like to find these books in like 1975, 1976 and submit them under that modern tier to keep the cost down. Swamp Thing 16 I had graded as a 9.2. Palm Beach Presser did not provide any notes and gave it a 9.8 minus. I'm not sure if that's near mint minus. No, it's not near mint minus. It's 9.8 minus. Let's see. Fingers crossed on this one. Swamp Thing #16 getting a 9.4. All right, now again, I got the grade improvement, which is what I'm looking for. It looks clean to me. I can see why, but unfortunately, it got a 9.4 white pages. Nestor Redondo on cover and art, and written by David Michelini, who I don't necessarily think of when it comes to Swamp Thing. More Marvel writer, Amazing Spider-Man, and so on. But yeah, tough. It looks like a really strong, solid copy. I don't see much spine wear, so I'm not exactly sure. Maybe at the top there's a little bit of creasing. Hard to say, but 9.4 white pages, definitely up from the 9.2 estimate I gave it. And still kind of amazed at getting that book 9.4 all the way. It's 50 years old, so pretty cool. Next up is Hulk #2 from 2008. Hulk 1 and 2, it's always so funny to me because it's on the cover of issue 1, but it's not his first appearance. This is his first appearance, but he's like front and center on the cover, and it's such an awesome cover. And this one, he's just there in the reflection of Iron Man's face, which also looks like maybe Iron Man was drinking some Kool-Aid or Hawaiian Punch. But then if you look closer, like, oh yeah, that is Red Hulk. I tried to time this with the Captain America 4 release. I'm going to wait to watch it on streaming. Hulk number 2, I had it as a 9.2. Palm Beach Presser said 9.8 probable. And here we go. Hulk number 2, the first appearance of Red Hulk from 2008, getting the 9.8. Awesome. Very cool. Ed McGuinness on cover art there. That's just fun. Love the reflection there. And I will say on this one, there's some scuffing on the case. You know, I don't know if that has anything to do with the shipping or not. I mean, these are just slabs that are sitting there together. Maybe it's just coincidence, but yeah, there's some scuff marks on the cover, just as I got finished saying that I haven't had an issue with that. But 9.8 white pages on that one. And those first couple of issues of Red Hulk being his first appearance, I just don't know if Captain America 4 did that character any good or any justice. Tomb of Dracula number 46 is the next book. This is from 1976. Again, just missing that cutoff for vintage, so I was able to submit this under the modern tier. Tomb number 46, I had graded this as a 9.0. Palm Beach Presser estimated 9.4 double question mark. So this will be very interesting. I don't know if I've ever received a double question mark estimate before, so this will be fun to add to my Palm Beach Presser dictionary. And he gave quite a bit of notes on this one. Very minor wear, light crease at the bottom edge at right corner. This type of damage typically can be excused, but he's also seen this damage result in 8 5s and 9s. So again, I really appreciate the attention to detail here. And let's take a look. Tomb of Dracula number 46. My estimate was a 9. He estimated 9.4. And CGC says 9.0. All right, white pages. And I'm taking a look. Yeah, boy, that's tough. It does break color, and it's probably a good 1 inch right here on the bottom. It just breaks color a little bit, and it's almost like where the front cover overlapped the page and just sat over that top page, and maybe a couple of spine ticks here and there. This was tough. So didn't get the increase that I was looking for. These are all getting white pages, so I guess that's a good sign, but, you know, was looking for at least a 9.4 back on this one. Tomb of Dracula, number 46. All right, let's keep it going with X-Men number 290. This is from 1992. For whatever reason, I have the hardest time trying to get this book in a 9.8. I've gotten this in a 9.2 and had to sell it for next to nothing just to kind of move on and get rid of it because I was so disappointed. Always seem to buy this for a few bucks, and it just doesn't quite have the condition that I'm looking for in a 9.8 candidate, but this one I decided to send in and take a chance on. I had it graded as a 9.4. Palm Beach Presser had no grader notes other than 9.8 possible, and did I finally get it? Uncanny X-Men number 290, and I got it. All right, 9.8 white pages. This isn't even a high-value book. It's more relief that I finally did it. But this is just a fantastic Storm cover by Whilce Portacio here. Just love this depiction of Storm out in the elements. Very cool. Book from the 90s. Yeah, it's just great. So thank you, Palm Beach Presser, for helping me finally secure a 9.8 copy of X-Men 290. Keep it moving with X-Men number 11, another X book. This is another one. This is a 90s book, 1992. In fact, these came out 1 month apart. And this is just an awesome Jim Lee X-Men cover. And just like X-Men 290, I often will pick this up for a few bucks. Really easy to find. These were more or less mass-produced, so great books for me to pick up really cheap that have that CGC 9.8 value, you know, in that $100 range. And so I'd love to kind of find those $5 to $10 books that have the 9.8 value. This one I had graded a 9.6. Palm Beach Presser noted a small stain in the UPC box, the light stain on the back at the spine near the top. So a couple of issues here, and he is estimating a 9.6 minus, and I had to take a look to make sure because sometimes it's a tilde and sometimes it's a minus. So a 9.6 estimated from Palm Beach Presser on a 9.6 raw book that I had screened, and CGC gave it a 9.8. So both Ron and I conservative on this one. And I can see that little bit of discoloration in the UPC box, but other than that, it looks like a gorgeous book. Really nice copy, strong copy. All 4 corners, all of the edges are super sharp. 9.8 white pages. Love this book. great nostalgia, thinking of the X-Men animated series. Yeah, just Jim Lee on X-Men. Can't beat it. All right, and I am also strategically trying to cover up the lesser grade one that the 9/8 are displayed. So yeah, that's on purpose. Next one is Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars number 10. This is from 1985. So while this may not be a Daredevil themed submission, I think right now the theme is books that I keep trying to get graded in a 9.8 that I had failed on. And so far, a few of them in this submission, I was able to get the 9.8, so I'm hoping I can keep it going here. This really awesome Doctor Doom Secret Wars book. I love this Mike Zeck cover with his costume and armor just being shredded and coming off of his body. And I know that Doom Secret Wars and everything, the rumor is, the strong rumor that it's more the Jonathan Hickman, I think it's the 2015 Secret Wars, where the upcoming MCU back-to-back Secret Wars films will be based on that series. But just the name alone, Doom, movies or not, trying to get that full Secret Wars limited series in a 9.8. On this one, I estimated a 9.4. There are no grader notes on this. Palm Beach is saying a 9.8 is possible. So here we go. Secret Wars, number 10. And it, 9.6. Okay, so I feel like every time I set these things up, it doesn't quite work out. Man, can't seem to get this one in a 9.8. 9.6, white pages. Awesome book, awesome cover. Again, love it. Just so close. So no grader notes for this one by Palm Beach. And yeah, I mean, this looks really, really nice. I'm giving it a once over real quick just to see if I see anything, I mean, nitpicky, maybe on the back spine. There's a few ticks that, I mean, they're not even color breaking. I don't know. I mean, it looks good. Hard to say. I mean, these comics are so well read. It's certainly possible there are some spine ticks on the back that prevented it from getting a 9.8, but honestly, that looks just as good as the other 9.8s. I don't do this, but that would be a book that if it had a little bit more value, I would consider cracking it and just resubmitting it, not even pressing it again. And it's probably borderline 9.8, so who knows. But let's move on. X-Men 213, this is from 1987. This is the newsstand edition. Has a little bit more value than the direct copy. A book that I love. This is the Collector's Auction Special. He loves picking this book up, so do I. And I grabbed this newsstand edition and thought it was worth submitting it because it had a chance at a 9.8. Now, I had graded it as a 9.4. Palm Beach is actually estimating a 9.4 probable because there's a color breaking spine crease on the back, 1 inch below the top. Yeah, I do see it. That's pretty nasty. However, I did want to send it in because it is the newsstand copy just to see if it did have a chance. But let's see, ultimately, yeah, 9.4. So Ron was spot on with this one as a 9.4. And it's probably one of those where we consider maybe using his pre-screen service, different from CGC's pre-screen, but before the book is pressed and worked on, he can kind of go through, tell you about the defects, and maybe tell you if the defects can come out, what that maximum grade would be. And this would be one of those that maybe I would have reconsidered and should have done that. I was looking for a 9.6 on this, but yeah, I definitely see on the back, it was just too much. There's actually 3 pretty bad ticks right up here in the corner. There's like 2 right next to each other and another one, and it's just too much. And that's what prevented it from getting to 9.8 right there. It's unfortunate. 9.4 newsstand of X-Men 213. Well, let's keep going. Twisted Tales number 2. This is from 1983. The Twisted Tales series from Pacific Comics. This specific issue number 2 is sought after because it's cover art by Bernie Wrightson. Now you get maybe 60% of a cover from Wrightson on this one, but still his following is super strong, which keeps the value on this one pretty high. I gave this book a 9.4. Palm Beach Presser notes spine corner wear with fibers at the bottom, and he estimates a 9.6/9.8, and CGC gave it a 9.8 white pages. Okay, so this didn't necessarily save the submission, but this helped it for sure, getting a 9.8. The super nice and clean, vibrant colors here. and noted on the label the rights and cover, and then also his signature as well down at the bottom on Twisted Tales number 2. Let's go ahead and cover up the 9.4 with the 9.8. And we've got 3 more to go. Here is Amazing Spider-Man number 251. This is from 1984. This is another newsstand. On this one, I had estimated a 9.2 when I screened it. Well, this one's going to be tough. Palm Beach estimates a 9.4 tilde. Spine corner wear with a small piece missing at the bottom, a tiny piece missing at the back left edge, rough cut at back top left corner. So I read those notes and I'm like, what was I thinking? Why did I send this one in? And I must have just really overlooked some of the defects on the back. So I appreciate Ron pointing it out. Let's see here. I'm looking for the grade increase, of course, as always. So ASM 251 newsstand, did it get the grade bump up from 9.2? And it did, 9.6 white pages. I'm very happy with that, with the additional grader notes that Palm Beach gave it. Yeah, I'm just inspecting it. The front cover looks pretty good. There's one tiny color break. And then, yeah, I see just the smallest of, like, corner lost. Just the tiniest of a piece missing on the corner there. 9.6 white pages on this newsstand copy, though, of ASM 251, getting that grade bump up from a 9.2, my original estimate. Next is Avengers 168 from 1978, making that modern cut by a few years. And this one I couldn't help myself. We have George Perez, Terry Austin on cover. This issue guest starring the Guardians of the Galaxy. And I had given this book a 9.0, but I thought that there was several pressable defects that would make this a very, very good pressing candidate. Palm Beach presser, he noted slight blunt at top spine corner, 9.6/9.8 is his grade estimate. If I got either of those grades up from a 9.0, I'll be happy. But let's see, CGC giving Avengers 168 the 9.6 white pages on this one. I'm going to check out slight blunt at top spine corner. Man, if that is, it's the slightest. Hard for me to I do see it just barely. But man, what a strong copy. I don't want to make a statement about the strictness of the grader, but it feels like I was just due for one of these types of submissions. I'm not asking for 9.0s and 9.2s to be graded 9.8s, but when you look at a book like this that has just, we're talking about an 18th or a 36th inch of an issue. Like, we're talking minuscule. Like, if you're just looking at it from the naked eye perspective, I mean, it's super sharp, vibrant, excellent. It's a 9.8 all day, getting the 9.6. So it was probably just my time that we had somebody look at my books and be really ultra strict with them. And that's okay. Still happy to get several 9.8s. Hoping to end the submission on a high note. And here it is, Daredevil 185. Not a super significant key. It's just a Daredevil book. I'm excited about the Daredevil new series, and it just happened to be in here. I was kind of reaching on the theme, but here we go. This is from 1982. I screened it as a 9.4. Palm Beach did not have any grader notes on this one, but estimated a 9.8 possible. Hoping to finish this submission strong. Here we go. Daredevil 185, and it got a 9.8 white pages. All right. This is great. Frank Miller's story. Frank Miller and Klaus Janson on the cover art and interior art. And it just makes me smile. The label says Kingpin appearance. I mean, Kingpin appeared in many Daredevil books. So there we go. That was the submission. Kind of a mixed bag, mixed feelings on this one. Some of them were, I think, absolutely accurately graded. The number of defects, the X-Men 213 as a 9.4, I'm fine with that. That was just something that I overlooked. A couple of the other 9.4s or 9.6s, fairly accurate. I would say a couple of those 9.6s really could be 9.8s, and maybe even one of the 9.8s could be a 9.6s. So kind of mixed. I didn't feel like this submission was harshly graded. I didn't feel like it was undergraded or overgraded. It was maybe just kind of a mix. It's almost like two graders looked at this submission. But I think except for one book, every book got a grade bump. That's what I'm looking for. And when I'm doing my estimations to figure out which books I should send in, I am always factoring in the risk of what if it does not come back as a 9.8? Am I okay? Is there still value being added? And what I factor in is, what did I originally pay for the book? There are some times where I will overpay for a raw copy, and maybe I estimate a 9496, and when it's all said and done, I might have been better off buying the slab anyway. So in all of these cases, I'm buying these books for a very low buy-in. It's a minimal investment that has enough margin and enough reach of value that makes sense, so that if I don't hit on the 9.8, then I still have some room to figure out what I want to do with the book. Most of these I try and upgrade, or it gives me more FOMO, like Secret Wars 10, to go out and seek out more raw copies to try and eventually get that 9.8. But there it is, my submission. Thank you, Palm Beach Presser, for working on my books as always. You continue to be tremendous to work with. I always appreciate our collaboration and your hard work pressing my books. If you're interested in using Ron's services, you can check him out at palmbeachpresser.com. You can always message me if you have any questions. And as always, happy to get these books back home in my possession. Thank you for watching. Happy collecting, and see you next time.